are up. Pre-algebra, you guys are up. 6-2 is what we're on. Lesson 6-2. Your guys' homework is page 272. So we have two different definitions, a rate and a unit rate. So a rate is a ratio of two quantities. Oh, I better put my face up here because gotta have that. Nobody watches my videos anyway. So a rate is a ratio of two quantities having two kinds of units. So a rate is a ratio of two quantities having different kinds of units. So different types of units, an example would be miles per hour. So I would write this as, it's actually miles per hour like that. But we just shorten it even more because we are so lazy as Americans to mph. So on a car, or if you're driving, you're going to see on any speed sign mph. But technically, it is mi, miles, per, which is the slash, hour. Okay, so that would be an example of a rate. A unit rate, so when a rate is simplified so it has a denominator of 1, it is called a unit rate. A unit rate. So that's when you get all the way to the end of your problem and you're able to simplify to 4/1 miles over hour. So you'd be able to write this as, so that would equal 4 miles, or we'll just put mph, miles per hour. Okay, so that would be what's called a unit rate. Okay, so let's start with the first example, because you guys only have 3 examples. Lucky dogs. All right, example 1, find unit rates. Find unit rates. So express each rate as a unit rate. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So letter A, I have $11 for 4 boxes of cereal. $11 for 4 boxes of cereal. So 11 would go in my numerator because that's my total. And then I'm dividing that by 4 boxes because that's how many boxes I had. Then from there, I would solve to figure out what my unit rate is. So said you guys can use calculator. So 11 divided by 4 is going to be, I'm just going to look in the book here, $2.75. $2.75. And the way that we did that, if you were to do that by hand, is just taking 11 divided by 4, because you're always dividing your denominator by your numerator. Denominator divided by, or your numerator divided by your denominator. So 11 divided by 4, which is going to be 275 per box. Sorry, per box. Very important to make sure you have those units on there. Okay. So let's do letter B on example 1 as well. Letter B, it says 400 miles. I'm going to write 400 miles on 14 gallons of gas. So 400 total miles on 14 gallons. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. 400 divided by 14, which is going to be 28.6. And no, I'm not doing that in my head. It gives me the answer. So 400 divided by 14. So 28.6. What would be my units there, Madeline? 28.6 what? Miles, is that it? Miles per gallon. Have you guys heard of that before? Yeah. Miles per gallon, so how much miles per gallon your car gets. So you are able to go, for example, on a freeway, 40 miles per gallon, but maybe on in stop and go traffic or on back roads, your car's only able to get 28 miles per gallon. So this is all very relevant for unit rates. Okay, example 2. Example 2. You need all of what you're doing. So this is pre-algebra. Unit rates. Real world example. So compare unit rates. An online music store sells 15 songs. 15 songs for $12. $12. Another online store sells 10 songs for $9. And how old is this book? Oh, it's an online store. Which online store has the lower cost per song? Which one has a lower cost per song? Okay. So if I do, I'm doing the math in my head real quick. 45. I am trying. Let me grab my calculator. Make sure that I can show you this other way. I'm going to show you actually a shortcut. Yeah. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
I like your guess. I like your guess. I'll just say that. Okay. So I'm just going to do it the way they said it. So I have 12 total dollars. Make sure you're working on your homework, Caleb. So I have 12 total dollars with 15 songs. So those are going to go together. And then I need to find that rate. Would I be able to do it the other way around? Why is the $12 on top and why is the songs on the bottom? Why is the dollars on the top? Why is it not 15 songs over $12? Yeah, Logan. Exactly, because it's asking me how, it says which one has the lower cost per song, the lower cost per song. So that would be money per song. So that's why we have money on top. If it was asking song per dollar, which would be totally weird, that we would do it the other way around. So good. Does that make sense, ladies in the back? Yeah, okay. So 12 divided by 15, I'm not doing this in my head, it's going to be 0.8 or 80 cents per song. No. Keep interrupting me, you're losing points as we're going. Then I need to do the other one, so I'm going to clear this off. All right, Ian and Caleb, losing points. And I have, so $9 over 10 songs. So take 9 divided by 10, which is just going to give me, this one's a little easier to do in our heads. That's going to be 90 cents per song. So which one's bigger? Which one is going to cost more? Which one's going to cost more? Is it going to be the $12 per 15 songs, or is it going to be the $9 per 10 songs? Which one costed more? Madeline, are you doing homework or are you with me up here? Okay. Just making sure you're with me. Bueller, Bueller, anyone? Bueller. There we go, the 90 cents. That's a movie reference for those of you who didn't know.
Ferris Bueller?
Yeah, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Wait, isn't that? Wait, that's especially the restaurant part.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off, that's what it's from.
Isn't that a rapper?
No, not a rapper. It is a classic movie.
Oh, yeah.
Classic movie that you need to see. It's a very good movie. Okay, example 3, use unit rates. Use unit rates. Thank you, William, for actually having knowing movies.
Let's not forget about that.
Right. Example 3. So use the information at the left to find how many breaths a dolphin will take in 7 hours. So use the information at the left to find out how many breaths a dolphin will take per hour. Okay, so let's see here. It says bottlenose dolphins breathe through a nasal opening called a blowhole. A typical dolphin will take 34 breaths in 4 hours. Write that down, 34 breaths in 4 hours. Okay, and it wants me to find out how many breaths a dolphin will take in 7 hours. How many it will take in 7 hours. Okay, so first off, I need to find my unit rate. So I would take 34 divided by 4, which is just going to be 8.5 breaths per hour. And then that's where I'm throwing in my 7 hours. So I would multiply this answer by 7 hours, which would tell me how many breaths there are. So 8.5 times 7 is going to be 59.5 breaths. 59.5 breaths. So I no longer have the hours because those hours, they actually cancel each other out. They cancel each other out, which they show there in example 3. Because, and I'll give you a quick summary of why. It's because these hours are in my numerator and these hours are in my denominator. So they cancel out and I'm only left with breaths, which is what we wanted because it wants to know how many breaths there are. So 59.5 breaths in that amount of time. Okay, that was your guys' last example. How you guys doing on the homework so far? Yeah. Okay. Using the calculator should be able to help you get through some of those a little bit easier. So, all right. So that is it for pre-algebra. So 6-5, you guys are last, but definitely not least.